I'm going to say shalom to everyone. I'm not sure why this thing is going in and out the way it is, um, but it's doing it on its own. Oh well. But I just wanted to say in this particular video in reference to this Mayweather literacy thing going on. People like our people want to publicize this to kind of defame him and make fun of him when it comes down to his English or his reading. Um, it irked me when I seen it, because it was like really highly advertised on YouTube as one of the featured videos or some sort. I guess I don't know if it's on everybody's page, but this particular video, and a plethora of other videos got almost 1 million views within a few hours, and it tripped me out. And of course, this happened about maybe a week and a half ago. So I just wanted to get into how black people, the children of Israel, tribe of Judah, uh, really get caught up in their education. You have, a few uh, underground news people, or some. I think it's just called this Breakfast Club thing. People get caught up in gossip and things of that nature. That's one thing that is I would say, the number one cause for people when it comes down to stress. Now people say, well, no, it's okay to talk about people, but it's really something that goes on a level where it must work when you got mainstream media like to tear down people. All right, just because they got fame and money, and people like to tear down another because of what they got, and that's the reason why. Because I'm not going to name the actual the reporter. I don't actually remember the guy's name, but you know, his, I guess his anchor people. I'm not sure why this thing moving all over the place. His anchor people was kind of like, hey, no, don't talk about Mayweather, don't do it. And he was like, I don't give a crap. He used the word and be like, hey, I have to pay my bills. So this is telling you that people like to publicize and coattail someone because of what they got. All right. You'll see that on a lower level when it comes down to any, kind of slander. If someone don't like you, if someone come against you, then they will coattail or co-sign for that person. All right. These are all silly tactics that people use, to just because someone is doing a little better than you when it comes down to financially or maybe famous wise, celebrity wise. People like to come against another person because of what they have or their fame. Even though I do not ascribe to, Mayweather's lifestyle when it comes down to, flashing his money and things of that nature. That's something that's real small. People shouldn't really take that real serious. That's just the way he advertised his actual business or whatever. So I understand, and I apologize. I don't know why this thing's zooming in and out the way it is, but I wanted to just go into that and just put my 2 cents in that we shouldn't be doing this as people. I mean, we're making fools of ourselves. Another thing I wanted to go into before I forget, you know, the reason why they're pushing this literacy on Mayweather. First of all, we are all proud that we understand the English language. What you so proud for? That's not even your original tongue. English. Englishmen, all right, took down the North American Indian. Okay, you get caught up in your different languages. Englishmen, on this, that's the surface level. The origin of them are Romans. Okay, the evil side of the Europeans, and you're so proud of this English language, the people that enslaved you. Did we make fun of the slaves back then? Because they didn't know certain things, and you're all proud of your English language. And see, this goes back to the understanding that I had earlier today, that the reason why they took the King James Version Bible out of the churches because they knew that we would be so dumbed down as people to not understand the old Quakers English. So they made a new International Version Bible. You tell these same people that think they're so literate to read the King James Version just as clear as they can read this new English and see what happens. Put them to the test. Let's see how quick they can read that. And you want to make fun of a person that may have a lower level of reading than you because you have a talk show and a radio station. So now you want to make your brother look like something is wrong with him. He got this money, but he can't read and all that. But yet he's making, I guess because he's making so much money, people get caught up into hating on him. That's another level of hating. Well, I got to pay my bills. I don't care. I'm gonna talk about the guy. Now let's talk about these Jewish people, okay, that funded 90% of the slave trade. Let's talk about that. That's what our people really need to know. Okay, the 10% of the people, the Europeans, just fell in because they didn't have no clue what was going on either. So they was like, well, shoot, you might, I might as well make money off of them as well. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's going on with this thing that's going on with these riots in Missouri. And I'm going to go into some details on how that was actually staged, but not the whole event. The event happened, of course, the brother was killed. But what they're doing in that area is pushing a lot of race wars. That's going to be the source, and it was handpicked from the beginning. It's not a coincidence that you look at the way Missouri, if you look at the pronunciation and how it sounds, misery, that area they're going to push misery in that area. Let's use that type of literacy. That's okay. That's not get caught up in the English language and you think you know something. No, you don't know jack, and you're making a fool of yourself worse than a Mayweather that can't really read so-called on a level like you. You're making more of a fool of yourself. The scripture says those that are wise are really those that are dumbed down in the so-called, in the interpretation. So I just thought I would put that out there. I don't want to get too long-winded and go off in a rant. But if we want to publicize and make millions of views, we got all these views on YouTube and all that. We got a lot of people that's following us, and you got people that's got over 100,000 subscribers, and the stuff that they're pushing is just a bunch of junk. And like I said, we get caught up in a bunch of junk. We like junk food. If Kool-Aid and water was on the table and you thirsty, about 90% of the people will pick the lemonade because everything is perverted in the flesh. We like a fight. We like to see things happen that's bad. Ooh, look at the accident. People slow down, get out their car and watch. You rubbernecking, slowing up traffic on the other side. But we like to see catastrophic things happen. We want to see evil. We want to see bad. Nothing. It seems. I mean, as a whole, is there. Of course, there's about 10% of the people in the world that just want to be at peace and love to see peaceful things happen. That's how they can make money off you in these fights. Even Mayweather himself need to stop beating up his brothers upside the head the way he be doing. Ooh, it's just a sport. Yeah, but yeah, you knock somebody upside the head a few times, they can't read their name in a few more years. Let's talk to Muhammad Ali about that. How about the other brother that's a great boxer that got, James Toney. This man can't even. He done messed himself up, getting hit in the head so many times, man. And this is not to defame him, but I know he can probably think back like, wait, wow, could I pick something different to do in life? They want you to beat yourself upside the head. They want you to defame your brother because he don't understand how to read on a level like you, some type of teleprompter or whatever. Ooh, wow, I'm educated. I'm in prestige of some sort. You're making a fool of yourself. That's how you know who the children of Israel is in the world. Children of Israel are in the world. Grammatical errors. Ooh, I'm gonna put that out. He said is instead of are. I mean, We'll pick out the dumbest thing to try to tear down someone else. Who he slipped and fall and broke his head. Ha ha ha. He's making millions, but he can't walk straight or something. Something stupid. We think of anything evil just to try to tear down somebody. We're our own worst paparazzis or whatever you want to call these people. It's silly. Of course, that's something that I don't really, you know, take pay too much attention to when it comes down to the news, especially when it's CNN and ABC and all the other letters that's nonsense, or anything that's featured on YouTube in reference to some celebrity. But that stood out because it kind of reminded me of the small, you know, situation that I went through. But I can just imagine how much mail and tweeting this guy got because they didn't publicize this mess against this brother. Like I said, I don't ascribe to the brother's lifestyle at all. Need to stop beating his other brothers and Mexican Spanish people upside his head. He's beating up Issachar like it's nothing sometimes. So you got the tribe of Judah beating up everybody. Wow. Everybody want to come against him. So of course he's a target. He's the champ. But the champ of what? Putting on gloves, making money, and beating up somebody upside the head, giving them some kind of brain cancer later on, brain tumors or something. What kind of achievement is that? Money? Okay. When the world ends, then what? Oh, the world's not going to end. It's going to be forever. What have you achieved? Money? Fame? You see? That's what we pick. And the lowest of scum to me is when somebody take somebody else's lifestyle or try to take something from someone else and slander them. That's, to me, that's just scum. That's just the worst thing a person can do. That's all. That's just like stealing. The worst things in the world to me, when it comes down to these demons, is a killer, a malicious person, a backbiter, a person that, a talebearer. I don't know what this camera is doing. So I apologize. I don't know what this camera is doing here. Could be bugged. Who knows? It's doing this stuff on its own. My hands are here. Look. If it move again, you'll know. Look, I want y'all to pay attention to my hands now. If that thing move, so see, y'all see my hands right here. So I don't know what this camera doing. Who knows? Like I said, everything's bugged here. Matter of fact, I had to talk to some people in reference to some plan Bs that I need to make. Because certain things is as I've noticed it's getting a little tighter for me. And like I said, but anyway, I wanted to get into that information. It's silly. We need to grow up as people when it comes down to this bull crap, because that's what it is. I mean, you want to pay your bills and try to make money off of coattailing somebody else's popularity and fame, and you're gonna get your views based on slander or based on dogging someone because of their literacy level. Okay, that's really seriously. Anyway, I'm done.